What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nevin the Barber, and in today's YouTube tutorial we're going to be covering a 3-month transformation. So to start off this haircut today, I'm going to go ahead and take my Gamma Saber trimmers to carve in my first bald line. And when doing this, you guys can see that I'm carving it right over my client's ear and dropping it in the back just so it can fit his head shape. Every time I do a drop fade or a low fade, I do like to take my fade beneath the occipital bone on the back of my client's head. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the first step in this haircut, as you guys can see. And these Saber trimmers are very powerful. These are the most recent trimmers that Gamma has released. If you guys would like to purchase them, I would highly recommend them, and you guys can get a discount code. A discount on them with my code using Nevin10. So again, if you guys want to purchase any of these clippers that are used in this video, I will be sure to leave the link in the description. Again, the discount code will be Nevin10 for those of you guys who do want to save some money on them. And for the next step in this haircut, I went ahead and used my Gamma boosted clippers with the lever all the way open. And whenever you guys are creating this guideline in the haircut, you do want to make sure that it's very consistent and symmetrical on both sides. This is very, very important, just because this is going to determine how the rest of your fade lays out on your client's scalp. So after I put in that second guideline in the haircut, I went ahead and took my 1.5 guard all the way open. So we're now cutting the hair at a short number 2 guard length, and we're going to take this guideline up about 1 inch above our previous section. And you guys can see I'm just flicking out, following that guideline with some clipper over comb. Now we're going to blend that middle guideline out with our 1/2 guard all the way open. And this is a very, very simple system that I'm doing right here. It's very straight to the point. I only basically use 3 steps in my fading system. So this is taking out the middle section of our guideline, and then we'll just have to come back and erase our first initial guideline that we created with the lever open. And you guys can see that I did follow each guard doing some clipper over comb. And I like to do this just because I personally feel like it gives a really nice blurry effect to your fade. And before I erased that last guideline, I went ahead and carved in my client's C-cup on his sideburn, as you guys can see. And now with my clippers all the way closed, I'm going to go ahead and erase my final guideline. And you guys don't want to go too high when doing this. You just want to hit it with a nice short cutting stroke. That way you guys don't, take your blend up. It's very important that you guys are very precise and short with the cutting stroke when erasing this last guideline. And one more time, following that guideline with my Gamma Saber trimmers, just to ensure we have blended the skin into the hair. And now that we have the right side of my client's fade complete, we're going to go ahead and start on the left side. And whenever I do my haircuts, personally, I like to do one side of the haircut first and completely blend it out before I move on to the other side. And I like doing this just because you can put more focus and detail work into each side of your client's head, rather than just going around the full head trying to do the whole entire haircut, which is not a bad thing to do, but like I said, this is just personally what works best for me. So first things first, you guys can see that I carved in my first bald line, again dropping it on the back of my client's occipital bone, making sure that it's parallel and symmetrical to the other side of the blend. And now for the next guideline in this haircut, you guys can see I went ahead and did no guard lever open. And like I said, we're not going to blend out the first guideline right away. We're just going to create this guideline and then follow it with the 1.5 guard all the way open. So now that we have that guideline set, I'm going to go up about another inch with my 1.5 guard. and just flicking out. You guys don't want to go all the way up into the crown when doing this, because then you will cut off some bulk, which you do want to retain. And that is what this step right here is for, blending the 1.5 into the bulk in the crown area. And when you guys are doing this, I would recommend leaving the 1.5 guard on, just to be safe. So now we're gonna work on that middle guideline. Using my half guard with the lever all the way open. And little by little, just keep attacking that guideline and shortening your guys' cutting stroke if it's not blending it out. Little by little, your guys' fade will start to come together. Just be patient and consistent. Some clients may have thicker and denser hair than others, so it will be easier to fade some of your clients' hair as opposed to others. And again, like I said, I do like to carve in the C cup on my client's edge up before erasing that last guideline. And I am attacking that first initial guideline we created with the trimmers, just keeping it very short. And now we can come back and erase that final guideline with our clippers. So now that we have both sides of the fade complete, I'm gonna go ahead and line up my client in the front. And he did want to create a new hairline, so I went ahead and clipped up his hair so I can part off the little baby hairs in the front. And whenever you guys do this, it's very important that you go over it with the 1.5 guard or the 1 guard with the grain. That way all those little flyaways will be nice and flushed on the scalp before you guys line it up. So here I went ahead and took my 1.5 guard all the way closed. So this is cutting those little flyaways at a 1.5 with the grain. And for the edge up, you guys can see this is not considered a pushback whatsoever. I'm just lining up his natural baby hairs and all the overgrowth, since he never really had an edge up done before. Same thing on the other side, just keeping that trimmer right at his natural hairline. And again, I do have these trimmers right here zero gapped, just to make the job easier for me. So now that we have the hairline complete, I'm just gonna go ahead and trim up the sides. He did want to keep most of the length on top. I just wanted to knock off the flyaways so there was no bulk hanging over his fade. And when doing this, you guys can see I'm just laying my fingers on my client's parietal ridge, trimming up all the extra flyaways that are hanging over. And one more time, doing some clipper over comb with my 1.5 guard to blend into the bulk. This is a very, very easy method to blend into the bulk without going through the guards. And just to hydrate my client's scalp and his curls, I went ahead and applied some of my Nevin the Barber curling foam. And this is basically just a mousse, like I said, that brings moisture to your scalp and reduces the frizz. That way we can make his curls pop out a little bit more on top. And again, if you guys are interested in purchasing any of my products, I will be sure to leave my website in the description on this video as well. And any support is much appreciated, so thank you in advance for each and every single one of you guys who does support and purchase off of my website. And just to finish up this blend today, I'm gonna go ahead and be using my Nevin the Barber shears, doing some shear over comb into the bulk area, just cleaning up any last dark areas that I see. And that is about it for today's drop fade transformation. If you guys learned anything in this haircut tutorial today, please be sure to smash that like button, drop a comment letting me know what you guys want to see next, and hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed already. But if you guys made it this far, thank you again for watching. It's been your boy Nevin the Barber, and I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one.